So we will be doing the TnS weekly review starting from, we're basically just going to go over, sorry, let me restart because this it's going to mess up the recording. So welcome everybody. This is going to be the TnS weekly review from the week starting from the 4th all the way up to the 8th. That's, Monday, August 4th to Friday, August 8th. And we're just going to go over pretty much all the bangers from the week and just talk about them pretty much. Just to show everyone that TnS does in fact catch a lot of points if you hold runners. So the first play we're going to go over is from the 5th, which is Tuesday, 11:10 a.m. And so what I'm focusing on here is basically the higher entry, this one right here, because it was a snipe pretty much. So I'm just going to mark out the entry as if we were actually taking the trade. And so if you using the normal TnS TP, the TP was for 62 points here, but if you were holding for sell side like a runner, it ran for 76 points. Okay, so I'm just gonna play it. It did go for 76, and it basically tapped into a long. You could have got 101 points out of this if you had held. So I'm just gonna add it to a list here. That's the first one, 100-point play. Once again, it did catch about like 76 points there for the sell side target. If you held a runner, remember the original TP was 63, sell side basically 76, peaked at 100 points there, 101 to be exact. Okay. And then there's a long right after it. If you held for the TnS target, it was 70 points. This was using the higher entry as well. 70 points there using just the TP. If you held for buy side, it was 103 points. And yes, it did go for 103 for buy side. If you had held to the absolute peak, of course that's hindsight, it did peak at about 130 there, and then it came all the way back down for the entry. So we're just counting the ones that go if you held a runner before coming back to the entry. And so that second one was from Tuesday as well. So once again, that was from Tuesday. That was a long. And then in the process of this long, basically peaking at 130, even after it got buy side there, we actually formed a plus long setup. And if you're unfamiliar with an TnS A plus long setup, it's basically a setup that forms right after a setup gets a win. So what that means is this right here was the long. It got a win right here for the original TnS entry, like 70 points. As soon as it gets a win, it forms a new long setup, okay? And you may be wondering, well, how in the world is that A plus if you're new? All it is that same trend staircase pattern that I showed inside the TnS official video. It's just like a staircase. We go up, we come back to the previous high, we tap it again, and we keep going. That's what this is. It's just the staircase forming. It's just not as clean because, the current market is not that clean, but it still played out. It's A plus long. And this one ran for about 55 points to buy side. It did get a little close to the stop loss. You see the stop is there for 35 points. Got about 32 or 33 points out of 35, really close to the stop. And it delivered to the TnS TP, which is 41 points there. Buy side, if you would have held a runner, for 56 points. Once again, this is after it gets TP. You're trying to hold a runner without it coming back to the original entry. And it did keep going for 56. It basically peaked at about 85 points there. Okay, so that's number 3. And so now I'll be going to Wednesday. I'm going to go to Wednesday the 6th at 10:45 a.m. So this was a pretty crazy play. It started off as a normal setup, 37 points for the TP. As you can see, the table shows us right there. But this one was, once again, for 37 points for regular TP. If you held for buy side, it was 52 points. If you held basically for like high of day or whatever, stuff up there, it was about 172. Okay. So about 172 points to high of day, which could be your real buy side. But it peaked at like 200 points, 213 points, I believe. So I'm just fast forwarding here as fast as I can. Can't even see it. And right about there is the peak. So 211 points there if you held a runner, which is pretty crazy. Once again, this is just highlighting what you could have had if you tried to hold runners on some of these, because TNS does catch a lot of points when you try to hold runners for some of these. Okay, so that one, once again, 172 points to buy side. It peaked about at 211. This was absolutely the play of the day. Now moving on to the final one. I'm going to go to Thursday. Okay, to show this one, this once again, of course, is hindsight, but we're just here to highlight the crazy plays. The lower entry did get stopped because the stop loss is right here at this red line. You can see price did come and tap into that. But if you took the higher entry short here, it did not get stopped. And if you held basically for the regular TnS TP, that's 71 points, which is, technically sell side. In this example, it's basically sell side for 71 points. But then if you held a runner, you easily could have got 100, about 130 there, just about, yeah. 130 points before it came all the way back around on you. And of course, there's a long setup in there that won, but yeah, 130 points there if you would have held a runner. So let's just add this to the bottom of the list. So these are all the pretty much crazy plays that you could have had if you held runners for TNS. Lots and lots of 100-point plays in there. Lots of them that, even one that peaked at 213. It's pretty crazy. Once again, from the 5 minutes. So pretty crazy week. And once again, the stats don't even reflect these because I'm not even looking for runners. I'm not even looking for the second entry. I'm only looking at the first one. So the weekly stats reflect only the first entry. So for example, that first one where the first entry got stopped, that's counted in the stats and it's going against TNS in the stats. But when you look at stuff like this, it's like, man, it actually catches a decent amount of points. And that's what this is here to highlight. So that's going to wrap it up for this weekly review for TNS. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.